Let's start with an easy one. Coworker keeps coming into lunchroom uninvited during lunch. Hi. Whenever me and my coworkers order food from outside for us, our coworker, who's a male, 37 years old, keeps coming in the lunchroom on his own and asks, "Hey guys, what have you ordered?" And then he sits there and we have to offer him something as a courtesy. Keep in mind, this coworker eats his lunch first thing in the morning, and whenever anybody asks if he would like to order with us, he always agrees but never pays back. What is the best way to tell him to leave us alone?
Start bringing healthy options in. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to change your own diet so this guy leaves you alone. You guys are probably having scrumptious smorgasbords, and he can smell it, dude. He's like a cartoon character where he's like smelling a pie in a windowsill, and he kind of floats towards it.
This is a 37-year-old living in an 8-year-old's body, because if an 8-year-old was just like Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone and just was able to do whatever he could do, he would eat his lunch exactly when he got in. He'd eat his lunch at 8 in the morning. He would eat his breakfast at 7 in the morning. He would eat his lunch at 8 in the morning. That's crazy.
That is insane.
When you first come in.
I've been guilty of that many times, dude.
No, man, no.
Yeah, I've been guilty of that quite a few times. My biggest meal of the day is my breakfast, and I go and I eat it alone in the car because I'm embarrassed because I know how early it is.
Wait, what is the craziest like lunch you've eaten at like 8, 9 in the morning? No, you get in early.
Yeah. Back in the day, I was just probably like the middle periods between when I was jacked and whatever I am now.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah, I would bring in like food from the house, and then I would like sit down and be like, I'm gonna go eat it now. And then I at least had the decency to go in my car and eat it by myself at like 7:45. But the worst part was like people are still getting into work at like 7:45, so they just see like a grown man sitting alone in his car, eating lunch by himself, and they're probably like, "This can't get any worse." And then
it's not lunch,
I'll do
Matt.
one better. Yeah, it's not lunch.
It's not lunch. It's 7:45 in the morning. What are you, a fucking steel worker? You a coal miner that your lunch is at 7:45? What do you work at Amazon overnight?
I am a coal worker, dude. And that fucking place that I eat my lunch in, it's also my bed. I'll see you at 12 p.m. I'm fucking sleeping in it with my shirt off.
That is nuts. It is crazy, dude. Dude, you literally work like what's your typical work hours? Because I know you're weird.
I do like 7 to 5.
7 to 5. Okay. All right. So you have like a regular, okay. Because you only work 4 days a week, right? And then you take Fridays off? Mm-hmm. 10-hour shift, bitch. Overachiever. Dude, but you literally live like you work the night shift.
Yes.
Like 100%. Like lunch is at 7:45 in the morning and bedtime is at noon in your car, except you have another 5 hours to clock, 4 hours to clock.
Yeah, that I fucking work 5 hours and I come fucking do this shit, or I got to go do some open mics in front of a bunch of dudes. So that is my night shift. That is my night shift, dude.
It's the greatest day of your life.
It is the greatest day. We're back, of course. Of course, that too. Still, of course. But geez, dude, sometimes you got to sleep. And I'm not gonna say that I'm popularizing it. However, I am seeing across the office a lot of lunch nappers.
Because you hate each other. You hate what you do. You hate your environment. You rather just go sleep in your car than hang out with your coworkers. You're no different than a lot of people in America, dude.
I'm not going to go fucking break bread with people I'm sitting around for 27 hours a day.
I'm right there with you. But you're acting like you're like fucking you're fucking Ponce de Leon discovering the goddamn fountain. You're sleeping in your goddamn car.
I am. Dude, we will talk about this more in another episode, but the amount of stuff that I have popularized is unbelievable.
Dude, make a TikTok about it. Wait, you won't.
You're a piece of garbage, dude. I'll kill you with a gun to death until you die.
Yeah, I feel like you could live stream your car naps and people would oddly watch.
Yeah, but what if I get hard? That's my biggest thing that I worry about during my car naps is if I get hard.
Keep it up here. Because you definitely recline, right?
Yeah, I recline. I can't sleep pre-tucked in my belt, you fucking psycho. What are you talking about, dude? Pre-tuck my soft, flaccid, tiny penis?
Why are you hard when you sleep, when you take a nap? I'm not hard when I take a nap. I'm hard when I have a strong 8 hours.
No, dude, I am my hardest when I am on death's door. When I'm underslept, and by the way, underslept and well fed. I had dinner at fucking 8 a.m. that morning.
You're torqued?
It has nothing to do with you, dude. Don't worry about that. Don't ask questions you don't want to answer to.
I'm saying you're torqued when you're at your lowest.
Exactly.
That's kind of dominant.
It's like a defense mechanism, dude. There's fight, flight, or rock the fuck hard. That's me, dude, at all times.
You're a poison dart frog, except you're just torqued.
Dude, I'm Poison Ivy. I'm that chick from Batman, except all my vines are just rock hard penises, dude.
What's the craziest thing you've ever eaten, like, for breakfast?
4 pieces of grilled chicken and a side salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in your Arnold stage. That was in your lean, clean fighting machine stage.
Oh, I've DoorDashed. I've DoorDashed a couple breakfasts that are dinners. Oh yeah.
Let me hear it.
I've contacted McDonald's. This was back. this was in, I guess, early 2021, and I woke up one morning like brutally hungover, and on DoorDash they only show like the breakfast options,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, this is not gonna cut it. So I ordered I'm glad we do this because this kind of reminds me how much of a fucking psychopath I am.
I do too, because we don't get to pull back the layers because we have a totally different kind of like branded podcast when it's just normal us.
Yeah, this is learning about myself. This is probably how I unlocked my true potential. But anyway,
there you go. Or your trauma.
I don't know if it still works, but if you DoorDash McDonald's and you put in the comments, I don't know if you can still comment, but you could put sub sausage and egg for burger patty. You can just get a burger on an English muffin with cheese.
Wow.
And I ordered 3 of them. And a hash Beasley too. I was like, you don't have to worry about the fries. I'll take the hash Beasley. But I'm gonna need those fucking burger patties.
Nothing better than McDonald's hash brown hungover.
Oh my god, dude! It's the best. It's like crack, dude.
And an OJ.
No, Diet Coke. Morning Diet Coke.
That's a Cass move. Cass is a Diet Coke, Diet Dr. Pepper. I like a nice OJ. How many diners have you been to recently?
It's been too long. I haven't been in a while. What about you?
I've actually gone. We went one down the shore, obviously, because it's all diners down the shore, and then we have a diner right down the street from us. That's really good. The diner OJ, the large is not enough. They're very skimping on the large OJs until I went to my spot down the street, and I actually made it a point to tell the server that I was like, "This is a large OJ."
Oh my god, dude.
And she agreed with me though. She said, "You're exactly right." I know. She was like, "Yes, I understand. Everybody's skimping on large." I went to Wildwood Diner. The large OJ was no bigger than my hand. I went gulped that thing down right away, just to show dominance. And I stared at the waitress in the eye. I was like, because I could have been a dick and I would have said, "You think that's a large?" Obviously not, but I didn't. I just did it because I wanted to let her know it's you peeing, at an Xfinity Live, marking your territory. That was me marking my territory. Was one gulp, stare her in the fucking face, and be like, "Yeah, that's a large." All right, I know you don't set the prices. I know you don't call the shots around here, but that's not a fucking large. That's a small.
That is. There's so many elements to that you. First of all, boss move. I'm totally on your side. If I was sitting at the diner with you, I'd start applauding. However, Your Honor, I do have a contentious part. First of all, you're not looking up at the diner lady. She's fucking 4'1" and she's 800 years old. So you're looking at her just hello, and then you're gulping OJ in front of her. Secondarily, she's looking at you like you're the fucking OJ because you're using your hand. You put on probably a glove that doesn't fit. Dude, you're OJ fucking Simpson, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, man, diner OJ, McDonald's OJ. McDonald's does it right with the OJ. They have
McDonald's
to. Everything's
nice OJ.
Everything's supersized. Everything. Their coffee's all ass. Ass.
But that's what you get for being the guy who gets coffee from McDonald's.
True. 100%.
Go to Starbucks, dude. Just go to Starbucks. Just give in.
I know, but sometimes when you're ordering breakfast, you want a coffee with it, and you want a good coffee, and their iced coffee is such ass. It's so bad. But whatever.
Yeah, but you can't get it when you're DoorDashing, when you're drunk, hungover, DoorDashing. You can't get a coffee because you're trying to go back to bed. I've made that mistake many a time.
Is that the craziest thing though? The DoorDash and McDonald's? I think I would agree with that though. That like if you're hungover, I mean, three's a lot. I guess you were kind of coming out of your early stages of bodybuilding to becoming one with the earth.
Oh, Kyle, one sandwich, 3 patties. I don't know if that aids the case.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not saying 3 sandwiches. 1 Sam, 3 pat.
Wow, burger pets.
Burger pats, and they accommodated.
Good for them. Customer service sucks nowadays. So shout out McDonald's. In 2021, it wasn't good. It wasn't. That's how much we've missed out on customer service. In 2021, it was better than it is now. We're in a global pandemic, and this dude was like, "I got to get my boy his three
McDonald's
patties on his."
He needs it, dude.
On his muffin.
some dude on a fucking bike with like one of those bags that keeps your food either hot or cold is like, this fucking fat bastard needs 3 pats. Stat.
Yeah. Yep.
Now,
That's all
can I give
time.
one more point? Sorry to keep diverting from the story, but the one thing I think about the customer service getting downhill
Mhm.
is it feels like mom and pop kind of like niche stores are becoming more popular. Like nobody's like going to chains to find the best food. I feel like TikTok is popularized. Like there's this small hole in the wall. There's this really cool place you never heard of. You got to try it out. And I think a lot of these places are trying to emulate the service you get at cheesesteak places, where they think the meaner you are to the customer, the better they assume the food is. Which is
Wow.
kind of true. You know what I mean?
Some ways, Pat's and Geno's has definitely kind of built a brand off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any examples?
No.
Like, I think people are kind of just assholes now.
That's a good point. It could just be that. Yeah, that's probably fair.
I think everybody's just hurting. I think everybody's pockets are hurting. I think everybody's probably too attached to their screens and everything, so they're just fucking depressed that way. I think nobody's, especially in small business, I think everybody's just getting smoked right now.
Yeah, but why are they being mean to me? I'm there to help them.
I agree. And I think
there's places.
Go ahead.
There's places you walk into and you open the door and they're like, what?
There are. It's crazy.
I don't like it.
Do you think it's because of and this is just like kind of devil's advocate, do you think it's coming off the backs of, because I definitely experienced this. I think it's coming off the backs of COVID a little bit, because COVID was always like, you got to treat small business right. Small business above everybody else. I don't care if you're dying. I don't care if you don't like that these people don't wear a mask. Go inside and fraternize that business right now, because small business are the king. They're the backbone of the society and everything. And then I think people were like, I think a lot of times, during the pandemic, it was just like, it's what's small businesses can get away with murder. They can get away with saying the N-word, because small businesses were just crushed the entire like 2-3 years that we had the pandemic.
That could be the next step. An Italian restaurant who opens and they make their own sandwich and it's called the N-word sandwich. Yeah. I'm trying that sandwich. As long
as they don't make more than $1 million a year on the bottom line, small business. Yeah, sorry. You might not like it, but it's the case. And it's the backbone of our society. So you can get mad at it all you want. You can Facebook about it. You can tweet about it. You can TikTok about it. It doesn't matter. That's a small business right there.
But you can't make the N-word sandwich. You cannot. Because there's going to be a bunch of local TikTokers being like, yo, is this the best sandwich in Ben Salem?
Or do they write it out, or do they just call it the N-word sandwich?
I think they have to call it the N-word sandwich to honor the business.
It could be the Nana, little Italian sandwich. Could be the Nana.
Yeah, but Nana's calling it that for sure.
Well,
Nana's back there calling it that.
But that's how they're paying their tribute.
True, you might be right. I think you might be right. I think you might be exactly right.
We don't say it.
No.
Maybe it. I was watching McCusker's new animated cartoon kind of series and everything. He was talking about the Papa John paradox. Did Papa John really say the N-word because he didn't like the N-word and he didn't want people to say the N-word? Because that's what it said. That's what he wrote in his satirical animated cartoon. I'm
pretty sure he was on a conference call.
Yeah.
And the way, I don't know if it's something to that effect. He wasn't saying it like, hey, what's up, which, by the way, beast way to start a conference call. But I think he was saying it in like something like that. Like, we don't talk like this, or I heard a guy say this, and he was just quoting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Papa John.
I literally thought, you see Papa John, he's a drunk. He's got some funny pictures out there of him just drunk at the Final Four.
Yeah.
Sweaty with pizza grease and everything. So I was like, that's a guy who drops the N-word. You kind of just like, that's my uncle. That's my Uncle John. I didn't know it was like he was coming out in full force against the N-word. Like, I kind of had to decide, I don't think the Papa should lose his business. I don't actually, here we go. The Papa never lost his business. People know that, right? He just got denounced as CEO. So like the Papa was still, I think he might have sold it now. I would have to fact check that. But like, if you think of like this Italian fucking Guido from like, God knows where, who's probably spent some time around some people who weren't too liberal with the way they used a certain amount of slurs.
Yeah.
Him coming out against it, he's like fucking Malcolm X in my opinion. He's
He is
fucking
Nelson Mandela, dude. He really is. Dude.
Yeah, he's Nelson Mandela with a side of pepper and onions.
I have a dream, and I also have
Yeah.
something to say.
We're not gonna say that at my place of work.
Dude, he's Martin Luther King size. That's a good man there, dude.
Dude, that's
let him be.
Crazy. I didn't know that, dude.
He's like Pablo Picasso. They won't understand his genius till long after he's gone.
Fuck Picasso.
What?
I didn't like Picasso.
What the fuck do you know about Picasso?
He had a blue period. He had a red period. I guess I kind of liked his blue period over his red period. I like the one with the guy who's kind of like bent over and he's got the guitar and it says I drew that for an art project one year in high school. So I think that's why I kind of like it. But besides that, never a huge Picasso guy. I like Jackson Pollock.
I don't know his work. I've never seen him.
I think he's the one that kind of just like takes a brush and just throws it at the canvas.
Yeah, but what is that? Is that crap? That might not be art. That might be crap.
It is crap, but you know what, Matt? He's made fucking money off of it. And that's kind of, in a way, isn't that the greatest thing in the world? Like, wouldn't you wish we could just come on here and just fart into the mic for an hour and get like 1,000, 20,000 Patreon subscribers?
Yeah, dude, I do wish we could be the Basement Yard, but unfortunately we got to think and put in some work into these.
That's right. That's you do it, dude. You start a beef. We release this clip. We call it the Basement Yard. They're like, who the fuck are these guys? But hope maybe one time they eat the trash. They eat the trash one time. That's what we have to do. We just have to start beef.
Dude, I could happily start beef. The Basement Yard is humor for guys who like are the nice guy to you, and then by the end of the night they're like, "Do you think I can finger you? Maybe quick. I know, like I'm not like these other guys, but like I would love to finger you."
Bunch of friend
cool?
zones.
Not even friend zones. They're connivers the whole time. At least you're in the friend zone. You can accept the friend zone. I think they're the type of guys that are like, "Man, that guy's a dick. Do you want to just come like blow some steam off in my room, just chill?" I don't even believe this. Yeah,
the comedians that go behind your back and like take your booking or something like that because they just know how to kind of play the system behind the scenes and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. That'd be all time. Us starting a Patreon war. It's just behind a paywall though. Everyone's going. What did the Men at Work guys say? I don't know. I haven't subscribed to the dollar month tiers are gone. I have to subscribe to the $5 tiers. I don't know if it's mutually beneficial. I got to pay for eggs next week.